Welcome back students to the another video of SST for class 7. In this video we will learn the sources of medieval period of Indian history. So without any delay, let's start. So students, first of all let us know how do we get knowledge about history. Well, historian is a person who reconstructs history. He uses sources to learn about the past, depending upon the periods of his study and the nature of his investigation. These historians can be also called as history maker. One of the famous history maker of medieval India is Al-Biruni. He was a great traveler, astronomer, mathematician, historian, geographer and writer who came to India in early medieval period. He wrote over 146 books. His book on India is called Tarikh al-Hind. Now let's know about types of sources of medieval Indian history. There are two types of sources. First, archaeological sources and second, literary sources. Let's take a look in brief. The first one is archaeological sources. Now the first question comes in our mind, what is meant by archaeology? And answer is the study of history through the material remains of the human life is known as archaeology. Now material means what? Material means made by hard substances or matter, and remain means the ancient object and buildings that have survived and are discovered or found in the present days. So archaeology studies old objects or buildings to know the past. Archaeological sources may include monuments and buildings, inscriptions, coins, sculptures and paintings. Let's know more about it. Monuments and buildings. Students, you might have seen historical places in your trip. There you may have seen some old buildings like fort, temples, tombs, mosques, clock towers, gardens and so on. These structures can be beautiful or found in ruin. Now ruin means devastating condition, in very bad condition. These buildings and monuments are built by the rulers or the people of the ages. These monuments and buildings give us information about the architecture of the medieval Indian history. Now the next archaeological source is inscriptions. Inscriptions are writing on the stone surfaces, copper plates and wall of temple, means some hard surfaces. They give information on various aspects of the life. It gives information about political and economical life too. They are the most reliable sources of information as they give a first-hand information of a place or event. The study of inscription is called epigraphy. Coins are another source of information which gives us lot of information on the political and economical condition of medieval India. The study of coin is known as numismatic. The next archaeological source is sculptures. Many rulers gave patronage to the artist. Sculptures includes different types of idols or statues made up of metals, bronze, wood or stone. They depicted figures of gods and goddesses, queens and kings. For example, Nataraj and dancing Shiva. Paintings. Many types of paintings are found in our country. They can be in the form of mural or miniature. Now mural means large painting done on a wall or portrait, and miniature means a very small size of painting. Now let's move on literary sources. The literary sources are the sources which are found in written form. Many languages were used by the people to write, such as Persian, Sanskrit, Arabic, Urdu and regional languages. Regional means local. In early medieval period, palm leaves, barks of trees and animal skins were used for writing. Later in late medieval period, paper was discovered and people started their writing on paper. It means paper became chief material for writing. There are two types of literary sources. The first one is religious written sources. It includes sayings of saints such as Naneshwari and Dohas. Secondly, we have non-religious sources. These are the sources which were written for personal purposes. There are different types of non-religious sources too. The first is autobiography and biographies. These are written to write the events of the king's life or any person's life. Now, in autobiography, a person writes about himself. On the contrary, biographies are written by the other person. So, king used to keep scholars in their royal courts. The next literary source is court chronicles. Many scholars wrote about rulers and their dynasties. These texts were called as chronicles. Writing of foreign travelers is another literary source. Many travelers, scholars, pilgrims, and royal ambassadors visited India. They wrote many things about rulers, economical, political, and social conditions, which became helpful to write our history. Next literary source is royal decrees. These are the government documents or archives in the form of decrees. Decrees means order or farman issued by rulers. An archive means a place where historical records are kept. Literary compositions and text on music are another literary sources. These are the compositions in which we can have stories, verses, poems, and plays. Some people wrote on music too. So students, this is all about the sources of medieval history. Now on your page number 5, you will get a list of the literary sources and the writers, their types of writing and on what they wrote. Hope you will read it carefully and keep in your mind. So students, our next topic is broad historical trends in medieval period in India. Trend means changes. So in this chapter we will see which are the changes in political, social, economical and cultural life of medieval Indian history. During medieval period, there was establishment of many regional kingdoms in different regions of our country. The brave people of northern and central India, who were called as Rajput, established their prominent kingdom in this period. Rajput word derived from Rajputra, means son of ruler. They were the true warriors of these regions. They claimed that they belonged to Kshatriya, Varna or caste. In our ancient history, there was Varna system. It included Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Kings and warriors were considered as Kshatriya. Their duty was to fight and protect the kingdom. Rajputs were divided into 4 prominent clans during this period. Now clans means what? Clans means group of people related by blood or marriage. In these 4 clans there were the Pratiharas, the Chauhans. The Chauhans were previously called as Chahamanas, Solankis and at last the Pawars, who were basically Parmaras. These clans called themselves the Agnikula because according to them they originated, means came from the sacrificial fire conducted by sage Vasishtha on Mount Abu. Now what is meant by sage? Sage means a wise person who probably lived in forest. Another important political change in medieval history is establishment of Delhi Sultanate and Mughal Empire after the arrival of Turks from northwest. After creating empires, Mughal emperors granted lands to the nobles Now, what is meant by nobles? Nobles means small kings of the small kingdoms. In return for regular tributes and military help, it means they had to give support to the emperor. They had to help the emperor by providing military support. It was the major political change in this period. In social change or trends, we can see new groups were formed, new tribal groups were formed with their distinctive identities and customs. Custom means their traditions, and distinctive means special, something different. There was also rise in the number of new castes in this medieval period. This is also a new change. We can also see new trend in economics. There was the introduction of newly established assessment of land revenue system. The period also witnessed the revival of Hinduism. Revival means improvement or development. So there was development in Hinduism too. We can also see religious reform during this medieval period in the form of Bhakti and Sufi movement. In the field of architecture, there was distinctive style and technologies arose, which added to the grandeur and magnificence of medieval Indian buildings. It means buildings were established which were looking very beautiful, having a different and distinctive style. Now students, you have a research oriented and critical thinking activity. You have an extract which is written by Sidi Ali Rais, Mirat ul Mamlik. We got this extract from the source of the sacred books and early literature of the East, Charles F. Horney, ed. I hope you will complete it at home. Now, we also have a global connect. What was happening elsewhere? During medieval period in India, there was Renaissance in Europe. The Renaissance was a cultural movement that took place between the 14th and 17th century, beginning in Italy and gradually spreading to the rest of Europe. Renaissance is actually a French word which means rebirth or revival. Well, I already told you the meaning of revival. Revival means improvement or development. So there was development in literature, then there was development in techniques in painting, and there was also reform in education. Leonardo da Vinci is famous for his painting. Then Raphael and Michelangelo are the famous painters of this phase. Then a new method of learning called humanism was introduced. People considered humanism as very important. The intellectual people changed the mindset of European people. Rather than believing superstitions, they developed new ideas and new beliefs. And this was nothing but the Renaissance.
Students, we will stop here. You will get your answers of the exercises on your Telegram channel. Till then, goodbye.